and welcome to this Friday's edition of the India Development Debate. I'm Nayantara Rai. After a mega show in Varanasi, Narendra Modi touched down on Maximum City today as 72 seats across 9 states go to polls in phase 4. Setting the tone for that phase and flanked by the Sena chief Uddhav Thackeray, Narendra Modi says the NDA will form the government, the BJP will win with a simple majority. The only question is if it will improve its tally of 282 seats. The Congress may not even get 40 seats, he goes on to say. Thanks Mumbai for its support in nation building, says the real test will be if the voters will vote for the party that will form power and not waste it on a party that will worsen its own track record. The real test of the BJP starts now as election to Western India will end. Now we enter the cow belt, the Hindi heartland, where the BJP had peaked in 2014. Is there a Modi undercurrent? Is the Congress a distant second in the heartland, or is it losing to the Samajwadi Party? How much can the BJP gain from the east at the expense of Navin Patnaik in Orissa and Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal? All of that and a lot more coming up on this edition of the India Development Debate tonight. Let's get straight down to it. I'm going to invite my panelists now and introduce you to all of them. Vineet Goenka, the ex-co-convener of the IT cell for the Bharatiya Janata Party. We're also being joined by Dr. Shravan Dasujo, the spokesperson for the Congress. Sadanand Dhume, the resident fellow of the American Enterprise Institute, as well as Tejas Mehta, a well-known political commentator. Sadanand, let me come to you first. Narendra Modi touching down on the Maximum City, a massive rally in Mumbai at the BKC, where for the first time in any of his rallies, he's really talked about a tally of 2019, openly declaring that the BJP will win with a simple majority. The only question is if the BJP and NDA will cross 282 seats. But he goes on to say, don't waste your vote on the Congress. It's perhaps not going to improve its tally of 2014, may even touch 40. There's no question of it crossing 50. It's first time, like I said, the Prime Minister is saying that. He's saying that in a massive rally. What do you make of the numbers that he's talking about, the tallies that he's referring to?
A couple of quick points, Nayantara. I mean, the first point is that we should never take numbers that are put out by politicians at face value, right? I mean, politicians have to always sort of talk up their own team and talk down the other team. That said, I think that, the BJP campaign, if you sort of step back and look at it, the BJP campaign certainly seems to be gathering steam. It seems to be gathering momentum. Mr. Modi has had a very good couple of days, right? You had the sort of, blowout interview with Akshay Kumar. You have these great visuals of his touching Prakashing Badal's feet. You just have a sort of sense of energy and momentum around this campaign. And at the same time, the Congress campaign seems to be flagging. So, I'm not going to make a prediction on where the seats are going to end up, but it does seem point of this election that the BJP seems to be clearly in the driver's seat from my perspective.
Okay, that's Sadanand Dhume's point of view. Tejas Mehta, if I could come to you now, you track Maharashtra so closely, you track Gujarat so closely. Have you actually seen, the third phase being a game changer for the BJP? A lot of that is being talked about, that, there was, the cadre is now really re-galvanized, that the Congress camp is perhaps not as motivated as it was at the start of phase 1. Sadanand Dhume talking about, the Akshay Kumar phase. Are you seeing a change on ground? And I'm also asking you this because of what the Prime Minister has just announced a few moments ago. Sadanand Dhume says, don't take politicians seriously, but he's not just an ordinary politician. He's the Prime Minister of this country.
Well, his words certainly do matter, because at the end of the day, if he does not get those numbers, then the questions will be asked to him. Of course, will he hold a press conference or not after winning? That's another, or losing, that's another debate altogether. But the point really is, I mean, certainly the confidence has soared in the BJP. I've talked to several leaders, and they feel that the show of strength in the last 2 days was absolutely necessary, given the fact that UP will be voting in large numbers, Bihar, UP, Bengal in the next couple of phases, and that is a critical area for the BJP, because 73, that is the figure which they want to cross. Amit Shah in his interviews has been repeatedly saying that they will be crossing 73. I think it's extremely difficult because, given the fact that, the BJP and the SP have come together and how the vote, the vote transfer takes place and the seats transfer takes place. So it'd be very hard for them to reach 73. But can they make it up in other places, especially Bengal, Orissa? That's the key point here. But yes, the last 2 days, absolutely amazing for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The way he has gone out, the whole campaign which the BJP has really organized, the road show, 4-5 hours, and the whole day, the television media is totally focused on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Today, a show of strength by the other party leaders. They have managed their coalition absolutely really well, and I think whether or not on the ground really there's a difference, we'll have to wait and watch in the next phase, especially on Monday, as to how the voting really takes place. I mean, there are several ways of looking at this. In the past 3 phases, voting in many areas hasn't really improved over the last election, and that is probably seen as there is not
Let me in fact take that up with the Congress spokesperson. Let me actually take that up with the Congress spokesperson. Dr. Chavan, are you going to admit finally that maybe your cadre is now demotivated, that things have changed in the third phase? Look at West Bengal, for example. Whoever imagined that the CPIM workers were going to help the Bharatiya Janata Party in West Bengal? It's looking to open with a big kitty over there, go beyond the 2 seats it already has, break into Navin Patnaik's threshold in Orissa. And look what the Prime Minister is now announcing. His credibility is at stake. He's saying you may even worsen your tally of 44 seats. You may just get 40 seats.
I think it's a wishful thinking of Mr. Narendra Modi and Bharatiya Janata Party. You look at the different states now. He will not get one single seat in entire South India. Maybe in Telangana, if they make one seat, probably it will be a wonder. In entire South India, they will not have seats. And number two is that you're referring to West Bengal. In West Bengal, from 17% of votes that they have had, they have come down to 10%. In all from 2014 to subsequent assembly elections, vote percentage, if you look at, there is a considerable amount of decline for the Bharatiya Janata Party. In fact, they have lost in almost all the by-elections post 2014 Lok Sabha elections, which shows that there is a declining trend. But you may say that, these optics, a man who has never given any interview to any press. I don't know if anyone of you from your channel has conducted any open interview with the media. No, never. Not only you, but no other channel.
I must say that in this election, No. In this election, to be fair, Rahul Gandhi is not given an interview. Priyanka Gandhi is not given an interview. Even the likes of Jyotiraditya Scindia I have not seen on television or giving interviews. Narendra Modi at least has been going from network to network. Your grouse is that if it's staged or not staged. Vineet Goenka, if I could come to you now. There's a very valid point that Tejas Mehta said. He's not an ordinary politician. He's a prime minister. His credibility is at stake. Tomorrow, if the Congress actually gets more than 50 seats, maybe improve significantly on that 44, what's he going to say? It's a matter of credibility. He's the prime minister. Is it maybe a little reckless and a little early to be talking numbers the way he has in Mumbai?
No, I think, if you know the way Narendra Modi thinks, he never speaks which cannot be done, and rather whenever he speaks, he thinks with this thing, and he's conservative when he quotes this kind of numbers. And if he has quoted this number, naturally he has that kind of feedbacks which has come from. Now, why the people will vote for us and why we would get this kind of number, let me just explain to you one thing. Yes, there is definitely a dedicated cadres or dedicated voters who would vote for that particular party, and there is an alliance, then the votes also get transferred. But not that every votes get transferred, A. B, if that was the case, then people would have known what is your vote share and they would have just calculated how much seats would you get. But there is a sizable number of voters who are sensible, who apply their mind, and who also apply their mind when they get benefited out of the schemes of the government. I'll tell you, today, the women of the country, Matru Shakti, is with Bharatiya Janata Party because of two things. One, the 8.2 crore toilets which has been built, 2, the more than 7 crore gas which is gone, and the mother and the sister and the daughter who has got toilets and the gas. That sizable number of people, that sizable number of citizens, that sizable of voters naturally will also request their brother, sister, brother, father and husband कि ये इन्होंने दिया है, आप इनके लिए वोट करें. Number 1. Number 2, demonetization has been talked by Congress. They think we are on the back foot, rather we are on the front foot, because the honest salaried person, the honest taxpayer, the people who want this country to be in the formal economy, not into the parallel economy, all those people who are in the corporate who always said, let us have a formal economy, let us not have this inequality of the cash. They all are happy that somebody showed a courage to migrate the parallel economy to the formal economy, and because of that, those people who were not Bharatiya Janata Party
I think all those points have been made. If I could go to Sadan and Dhume. Let's not make speeches over here, Vineet Goenka. I'm going to go across to Sadan and Dhume now. You were raising this whole point of allies. One of the images today, for example, that has been trending, a lot is being said about, and you touched upon it, was when Narendra Modi touched the feet of Prakash Singh Badal. He's been flanked by his partners in Shiv Sena, the patriarch of the Shiv Sena. Would you say that a lot is now suddenly fitting in on this? Suddenly, the allies are with Narendra Modi. For example, you look at Shiv Sena itself. It's not been the best of partners to be in bed with. Has always threatened to break off relations. Has never done it. Its bark is worse than its bite. Having said that, the allies now suddenly seem to be with Narendra Modi. Look what you saw in Varanasi. Look at the images that you're getting out of Mumbai today. What has changed?
No, that's a very good point you raised, Nayantara, and we've discussed this before on your program. And I would say that this is a subtext that has been running through this entire campaign. And one reason why it looks extremely likely that the NDA is going to come back, and extremely unlikely that the Congress is going to form the next government, really has to do with the difference in between how these two parties have managed allies. In the BJP case, they have managed to repair relationships and take along even problematic allies, right? Take someone like Uddhav Thackeray, who spent most of the last 3.5 years sniping against the BJP. In the end, he's fallen in line. Take someone like Nitish Kumar. We all know about the problems he's had with the BJP over the years. Here he is, smiling and greeting the Prime Minister. And on the other hand, you've got Congress, which has really gone in the opposite direction, right? Just 2 years ago, you had Congress and you had Rahul Gandhi and Akhilesh shoulder to shoulder, UPK Londe and all of that. That, of course, has fallen apart. You've had an inability to get anything going in Andhra, despite the fact that Chandrababu Naidu was seen along with Rahul Gandhi. And so in many ways, the story of alliances tells you a larger story about ruthlessness. I mean that in a positive sense, about energy, about seriousness. And it seems that there are two teams playing in this election, but only one team really wants to win, and that's the team led by Modi.
The only team that really, really wants to win it bad is Team Modi. And, this is something that has been talked about very often. For example, see how swiftly they moved. When the Goa elections had taken place, even at that time, questions being raised, what was the Congress doing? Tejas Mehta, if I could now come to you, a lot has been spoken about how the BJP is very authoritarian when it comes to its allies. That seems to be changing, or it could also be a situation where the allies are now figuring that it's best to team up with Modi simply because this is how we are going to stay in power, right? That's how politics also works. But the Congress has just never got this right in all of 2019. All its gambles, barring Tamil Nadu, seem to have really failed.
Well, that's been the biggest problem of the Congress party, because say for example in the Varanasi seat, now why would they want to go there and upset the left party which is contesting against them now, and the battle is actually between the left and the Congress party? Why would they want to do that? If they wanted to make a statement that the BJP, the Congress, Rahul Gandhi, they are all concerned about the south and that's another important bastion for them, they should have contested from another seat where the opposition was the main opposition was the BJP, say for example Karnataka. I mean, the main opposition is the BJP, and they are in fact in North Karnataka. I was just speaking to several people, and they could improve the tally from last time. So they should have put their energies where they should have really, it would have mattered actually. Whereas in Maharashtra, if you see, they don't have any alliance with Raj Thackeray, but Raj Thackeray is somehow with them. Of course, he also has a vested interest. 2019 October elections are there, so that's where he is putting his money on. But I think two important things which the BJP has done and one the Congress has done. One for the BJP, they are definitely making this once again into a presidential style campaign, election where the focus is on either Narendra Modi or Rahul Gandhi. Today you also had Tejasvi Yadav, backing Rahul Gandhi to be the Prime Minister. So once again, people are seeing these two options front of them, and then the BJP feels that is what they really want to make it, because then the option they feel for the people become far easier. The blunder which again the Congress party make, and which makes them really look, not planning this entire thing properly, is how Priyanka Gandhi said twice that she's ready to contest against Prime Minister Narendra Modi from Varanasi, and then she said that her brother will decide that, and then Rahul Gandhi said there will be suspense over this, and finally Ajay Rai came into the picture. I mean, I am completely with the BJP or with the Congress that they should not have launched her in this election. It made no sense at all to me. But the optics of it, the perception about it is that A, there is no seriousness. B, you don't want to fight it like how Smriti Irani had done against Rahul Gandhi. The comparisons are being made, and finally it shows that there's somewhere this cohesive thought behind an election as to how to go out really and be ruthless and beat the BJP. That that Josh really somehow seems missing.
Yeah, the Josh. Shavan Dasuju, where's the Josh? I hate to use that phrase for you and throw the movie Uri back at you, but how's the Josh? It's not seeming to, we can't see it at the moment, and I have to ask you that question. And look at the phase we are in Maharashtra, a wasted opportunity. Your party president stood from Wayanad as a second seat. A lot has been said. Why didn't he do it from Veerbhadra, for example? Where he's really been talking about agrarian crisis, a lost cause, Priyanka Gandhi deciding not to stand. Has that not demotivated the cadre? The fact that, you've not been able to form that Gathbandhan as you used to talk about with the Samajwadi Party and the BSP, all of that could come to haunt you in this phase. It's seeming to have haunted you in the previous phases, but even the one that's coming up on Monday.
Nayana, first of all, please allow to have my answer little longer than your question, number one. Number two is that there is a saying in English that you see what you like to see. You are now seeing everything as excitement, and then Narendra Modi's big show, and then he is going completely dominating the entire political context. If he was really not so shaky, he would have not done a interview with Akshay Kumar, a film actor, rather than he would have talked to you or talked to some of the media houses. Second, we are talking about Priyanka Gandhi contesting or not contesting as a major issue, but we are not talking in this election in 2014 what all he has promised. What has he delivered? He promised 2 crore jobs. No channel talks about it, no media house talks about it. 10 crore jobs. For the first time in the country after 45 years, we have 61% of the unemployment. That is not at all an issue. Nearly 1 lakh farmers have committed suicides in the regime of Mr. Narendra Modi. He promised minimum support price during 2014. He has not fulfilled that. That's not an issue. Let me tell you today, Nayana, on 29th, 45 farmers from Tamil Nadu, far remote south, 45 farmers from Tamil Nadu and 40 farmers from Telangana are going all the way to Varanasi and tell the world that Narendra Modi ji has betrayed us, that he has not fulfilled his MSP and that he has not addressed the farmers' issue in a serious manner. There are so many problems in this country. And then my friend Navin, Vineet was talking that, toilets are built or gases were given. This is what is the accomplishment. He has promised so much, 15 lakh of the black money to be brought back and then deposited in the people's account, 2 crore jobs, MSP, industrialization, nothing has happened. In fact, the rupee value that he talked so much, what is the rupee value today? It has gone down from what Narendra Modi has took over from 2014 to now. If you look at it, it has gone down. What is the kind of inflation that we are seeing? So I think the vital issue.
We are on a business news channel. We're in a business news channel. Shravan Dosaji, I have to say there are global factors at play. So when you're going to talk about the rupee's depreciation, also talk about the dollar appreciation and how all the emerging market currencies have performed against the dollar. In fact, just today you have the dollar once again appreciating because of the GDP data. So, let's not trivialize the debate. We are on a business news channel. Our viewers do understand Mint Street. They do understand how currency markets work. They understand if global crude prices have gone up. Vineet Goenka, if I could now come, what are you saying?
No, I'm saying.
I think Shravan was talking. What is he saying?
I don't know, she muted or what? No, I'm saying the whole debate today in the country, in the media houses, is about the photo optics of Akshay Kumar's interview, road show, or NDA people standing. But we are not talking about the real issues of the people. After 5 years, Narendra Modi should show the progress card. What has he performed? What has he delivered? No discussion about it. Nationalism, security, these are the issues that he is talking about, but not talking about what he promised. Why is that the media not picking up and discussing? Intellectuals also not talking about it.
Sadhanand, would you say the Congress has a valid argument over there? It is building up it's talking more about national security. In fact, in Varanasi, the Prime Minister invoked Sri Lanka, said, look what happened there and look at how we behaved when Pulwama happened. Is that resonating with the people? Do you concede and agree with what Shravan is having to say?
A couple of quick points. Look, the first is that in no election can you say that national security does not matter. National security does matter, right? The attacks in Sri Lanka are horrific. Obviously, they're going to have some kind of impact on people. The Pulwama attack was terrible. This is part of, like in any election anywhere in the world, national security is part of the matrix. Now, I think the Congress has a point that, you can analytically separate two different things. One is what has been the performance of this government. Second, who is running a better campaign? On the question of the performance of the government, I happen to agree largely with my friend in the Congress. I don't think the government has done a very good job. When it comes to selling its performance, when it comes to changing the conversation and making it a conversation that plays to their strong points, whether it's Mr. Modi's image as a strong leader, whether it's a sense of these schemes that Mr. Goenka spoke about having worked, I just think that the nuts and bolts of politics, right? How do you project your message onto a larger screen? How do you get that to the people? How do you make that percolate downwards? I think the BJP, in fairness, has done a good job of that, and I think that's what analysts are focusing on. Should we have been having a different conversation? I mean, perhaps, but the Congress has failed to make that case.
Vineet Goenka, you want to come in there? Vineet, you want to come in there that you're having to talk about national security, which is obviously important. It is obviously crucial. But that has become your main poll plank, not just because of the airstrikes that took place, but because you really can't go back and seek votes on a brilliant economy.
No, of course, I'll give you two examples. One is national security is very important because had the prime ministers of the earlier regimes strike back like we did in Balakot or post Puri, I think today we would not have faced the music of terrorism. The new normal is the operations of the theatres. The theatres of the operations of the terrorism will now be shifted on the western side of the LOC, and that gives me a little bit of peace and growth here. But having said so, let me focus on the infrastructure. The thousands of kilometers of the road and the last mile connectivity of the farmland to the main city, to the connectivity of the ports, that has given business a lot of boost. And this infrastructure should have been developed in this country long back. Why did we wait for so many years or decades to build this kind of road infrastructure when the West had already done that? A. B. Let me give another example. 89 cold storage has been built, and that is going to impact the food security of the country because that is going to have the food retention program. The shelf life of the food is going to increase here. Number 3, just talk about the girl who goes to the office and see the maternity leave will increase from 3 months to 6 months. It is going to impact the baby who is going to be coming out.
About all of this.
And Probably all this should have been thought long back.
You know,
Think
we need
about,
a
the
lot
farmer
of-
who have now the e-NAM, that is National E-Portal, agriculture water, and eliminating of the middlemen there. Now that's what we are talking about. And see the way Ganga has been
I have
cleaned.
to end the
and
show, so
first-
I'm going to end by asking you one question. Too much of this has been said. It's in your manifesto. We've heard all of this. Vinith, I have to end the show. So I'm going to make this my final question to you. And then I just want a yes or no from Tejas Mehta. What is rural Maharashtra looking like for you? There is a lot of agrarian distress. Has enough been done for the farmers? Can you improve what you did in 2014? Just a yes or no, and then I'm going to go to Tejas Mehta after that. For a yes or a no.
I am from Mumbai. This Jalawar Shivar, the farmland pond project.
I'm saying
water
rural
index has
Maharashtra.
increased
I'm
so
not
much.
saying
Number
Mumbai.
two,
Mumbai.
did you ever
Mumbai.
see
I'm not
trains
saying
bringing
Mumbai. I'm saying rural Maharashtra.
Is the agriculture Maharashtra. That's what I'm saying. The farmland irrigation project. Every farm now has a farm pond that has increased the water index there. So the production, the yields will go up. 2. Have you ever heard about trains supplying water, drinking water? That has been done first time in the Maharashtra. Number 3, the road connectivity of the Maharashtra. Number 4, the electricity supply of Maharashtra. Number 5, the law and order. And the 6th part is the way Maharashtra has been connected. Kudos to Devendra Fadnavis, the way he has handled it. I think no other Chief Minister of Maharashtra. I'm born and brought up in Mumbai, so I know the way he has done it. Let's check the way Nasik production goes to JNPT and has been exported. I'd never seen that. The Nasik airport coming up, the city airport coming up.
We're running out of
Those
time.
are the
We're running
things
out of
which
time.
will
Vinith, I'm
impact
sorry. We're running out. I'm sorry, I have to interject. We're running out of time. We have to take a commercial break. My producer is queuing me. Let's see if the agrarian belts, whether rural Maharashtra turns out to be the NDA's Achilles heel. But this much is clear. The Prime Minister today seeming far more confident, talking about the numbers. Will he deliver on those numbers is, of course, the big question. Barring, of course, the Congress spokesperson, the other 3 panelists off the view, it is advantage Modi and advantage NDA. With that, we'll take a short commercial break. But stay tuned to ET now. We've got 2 very special interviews lined up for you on the other side. It's with Goldman Sachs and CLSA.